While we spend a lot of time talking about things that we should be doing when planning for retirement, sometimes it's helpful to take the other approach and highlight things that we should not be doing. Over the years, we've seen a variety of missteps that can derail even the most diligent savers. We're going to highlight here 5 of the common mistakes that we see, especially with tech professionals, to help you avoid them and improve your chances of retirement success. So as we kick off, the first mistake that we see most often is saving only in your pre-tax 401k accounts. As we think about this, it's really common where if you're taking the approach of ensuring that you're saving in your 401k and maxing that out, that feels like you're getting a large way there. And that's absolutely the case. The reality though is there's a lot of additional vehicles in addition to the 401k that can be really powerful and set you up for retirement success. So as we look at this here, the best way to avoid this mistake that we're referencing would be, in this case, to use other strategies beyond the traditional 401k. The way the traditional 401k works is that when you put funds in there, up to $23,500, additional $7,500 if you're over the age of 50, you get a tax break up front. In addition to that, through companies like Microsoft and Amazon, you're able to put additional funds into the after-tax 401k, also known as a mega backdoor Roth, that allows you to then convert those funds to the Roth bucket where you get tax-free growth in the future. This can be incredibly meaningful, in which you could lock up another $40,000 plus into this tax-free growth bucket that can set you up really well as we look ahead to retirement, as well as general estate planning. So that, along with health savings accounts, traditional backdoor Roth, ESPP, there's a lot of other vehicles you can use on top of the traditional 401k that can set you up for big time retirement success. The second retirement mistake we see is keeping your RSU stock vests in your company stock. The way that RSUs work is that as those RSUs vest and become vested awards, at the time of vesting, they're taxed as ordinary income. And you're paying tax on those RSUs whether you spend them or keep them or sell them or not. And so what we commonly see is that folks will hang on to their stock even after the vest date, when the reality is that they could sell that stock with no additional tax ramification. So the best method to avoid this mistake is to treat these vested RSUs like cash bonuses and basically sell them as a vest. And that can allow you, one, to save in those other tax advantage vehicles that we talked about in the first point. And on top of that, you can also use it as a way to diversify instead of adding to your company stock concentration. The next retirement mistake that we see most commonly is not having a plan for retirement health insurance. And what I mean by this is that when you're working, you're under your employer's health insurance generally, and they're subsidizing that cost. Once you're 65 and retired, you could be on Medicare, which provides you very reasonably priced health insurance that's quite expansive. We have this gap between retirement and age 65 that many folks view as daunting, and it's probably the number one reason we see people believe as they're looking to retire from Microsoft, Amazon, other local companies, why they can't retire in their 50s. And so the answer to this is having a strategy to manage your health insurance premiums in early retirement goes a long ways towards retirement success. And so when we think about that, the main item is planning when you're going to show taxable income and managing that in your early retirement years. And by keeping your income at a more reasonable lower level, that allows your health insurance premiums to become more affordable. And so that, along with utilizing COBRA and other techniques, goes a long ways towards allowing you to attain that early retirement goal. As we roll into retirement mistake number 4, this is a very common one, but basically a lot of folks, when they think Social Security, think full retirement age. So whether that's age 67, 68, depending on your date of birth, many people say that's when I can start Social Security. No sooner, no later. The reality is full retirement age primarily matters if you are retired and not working. In your working years, yes, you don't want to take Social Security before full retirement age generally because your higher income will reduce the benefit amount that you receive at that time. So it makes it a moot point. Once you're retired though, the age 67 full retirement doesn't make so much of a difference. You can start Social Security as early as 62 or wait until 70. The main question is what's the best strategy to maximize the benefit for you and your family? The key way to avoid this mistake is coordinating your Social Security plan with your spouse. That way you're working together. For example, it's common where one spouse may start their Social Security earlier, as early as 62. The other may delay, potentially all the way up until 70. And what that allows is growing one benefit to the maximum level that will support both of your lifetimes while starting the other benefit early to hedge based on some of the unknowns, such as longevity risk or the Social Security rules out there. So again, taking a more custom approach here versus just circling full retirement age is really the true way to go with this one. As we round out the 5 most common retirement mistakes, this may be the most important one, but it is so common where we talk to folks that are about to retire and basically their entire investment portfolio is in stock. Commonly, it may be mostly in one stock based on the company that they work for. And so being too aggressively invested going into retirement is potentially the biggest risk that you can take. The answer here is that you want to make sure that your investment portfolio aligns with your retirement plan. And what I mean by that is as you're going to be taking income in retirement or have cash needs to cover certain expenses, as you're no longer working, you're going to be tapping your portfolio to fund the bulk of these needs. So money that you're going to need in the short term to intermediate term, we do not want in something that could drop 20% in a month, as we saw with the stock market in April of 2025, for example. So it's really crucial to align and custom fit your investment portfolio to your retirement plan and needs. And that way you could set yourself up for a much more weatherproof investment and retirement strategy. As we go over those 5 retirement mistakes, trust me, those aren't the only ones, but those tend to be ones that we see quite often. And the good news is there's absolutely a way to proactively mitigate those risks and plan around those. So feel free to contact us. You can find us on our website at stablerwealthmanagement.com or shoot me a note on LinkedIn. And we'd be happy to set up a time to review your own retirement picture and ensure you're taking all the appropriate steps to set yourself up for retirement success and dodge these big pitfalls that we commonly see. Thanks so much for joining. Contact us anytime with any questions you have.